Vou fazer em inglês. Em inglês mesmo, tudo. Uhum. Está carregando ainda aqui. Okay. Hello guys, good evening. Good evening, William. Thank you so much for being here with me and with us in this new English conversation in our community. This is unbelievable. We're going to spend almost an hour talking 100% in English, and the main idea of this kind of conversation is just try to create a real conversation. Today we'll be talking about a specific topic, and today's topic is balancing study and work. So we already have our 15 questions that we are gonna try to answer all of them. I'm not sure if we are gonna do it, but it's gonna be a great conversation. So we normally start with a self presentation. In this case, I'm gonna skip that part because we already know each other with William. We are all colleagues. We already participated in several English conversation in this community and as well in another different platform of language learning. So let's see the first question, William. How do you currently divide your time between studying and working or other responsibilities? It can be like personal, professional activities. What do you currently do that the division in your daily basis?
Oh, okay. That's still something I need to improve. But in general, I like to wake up early to study because it's a quiet time at home, and I can concentrate better. Um, because after work, I'm usually very tired and need to spend time with my family. So I basically organize my day like this. I wake up early, around 6 a.m. Study until about 7, and then have some coffee before starting my work.
That's interesting because I could consider you as a early bird. You start your day studying. From my view, it's a good practice as well. I try to do the same. I believe, or in my opinion, it's better to study early because firstly, because you already complete that task that I believe it is so difficult to do after work. So, in my personal opinion, it's better to study before starting working, so that I won't be like concerned about, oh, okay, I need to study this part, or I need to do it after this. I believe that those kind of thinking are kind of overwhelming sometimes. So as you said, I try to do the same, specifically with English nowadays. I start my day by reading something in English, my meditation in English. However, I would say that in my work, it is kind of difficult to organize my tasks, my responsibilities, because I'm currently working as a tech lead in a project. So that uh, as I am the leader, there are I have some colleagues that are kind of all the time asking questions or asking for some help, and I cannot organize myself. Sometimes I struggle to focus on a specific task that I'm working on. So I believe that I need to manage better that kind of circumstances. But with my personal life, I believe that I found like a balance, even though it's kind of difficult because sometimes I invest a lot of time studying languages such as English or French. As you said, it's important to spend time with family. In my case, I don't have kids. I'm sure that for in your case, it's a little bit more, a lot of more important to stay to be with them, with your wife, with your with your children. So I think that when if I have childrens, I if I had childrens, I wouldn't have so a lot of free time as I currently have nowadays. So yeah, so that's the way that I try to organize my day, my studies, my work, my working time as well. So could you please read the second question, William?
Okay. What are your biggest time wasters when trying to study and work simultaneously? I work from home, like you. You work from home too. Yes, so there is always something to take care of or someone to help, and there are also interruptions from my phone, for example. It's hard to study and work at the same time. There are always routine interruptions, and yes, that's it.
What about your cell phone or your notification? Do you think that this kind of distraction affect your performance when you work?
This affect my work, my study, um, and I I put in I turn off notifications for study for work.
Mhm.
Uh, it's better.
Yeah, yeah. I ask that because for me as well is this is my those are my biggest time waster. It's social media in general, even if it is LinkedIn, because it is as well considered as a social media. All of those notifications bombarded me all of the day. They are big distractors, so I try to turn off the notification when I am really concentrated on something. I turn off the Wi-Fi connection of my cell phone because it is not just my computer, it is as well my cell phone that is over here, and notification appears on my screen. So I try to do that. So I disconnect my Wi-Fi to don't receive more notification. And about working simultaneously, uh, sometimes I believe that I struggle prioritizing my tasks, even though I know that a specific task is so important. If somebody or some colleague ask me like something about some information about something that they don't know, or for some help, I am not able to say I cannot do it now. I believe that my mind goes over there and try to do the other work. So I stop doing what I am doing at that time. So I believe it's something that I need to improve. That is my priorities when I work. So let's go to the question number three. Another question that perhaps is not here in our list. Uh, how old is your? Do you have do you have a daughter? Or do you have a son?
Yes, I have a son,
Mm-hmm.
8 years old. 8 years.
8 years old. And
It's
how about him? Does he understand that sometimes you are there at home but you are working, or is it difficult to him to understand that you are dead but you cannot do like uh, general things? It's have you had that kind of experience?
uh, now he diga- agora mais velho com 8 anos
Mm-hmm.
ele entende mais.
Mm-hmm.
Mas no começo ele teve uma dificuldade ali com
Uh-huh.
5 anos, 4 anos, queria brincar e era difícil.
Uh-huh.
E aí hoje está melhor.
Uh-huh. I inquired that because I know from some colleagues who had the opportunity or who had the chance to work remotely, they decided to go from remotely to present there in my company in Sao Paulo because although they liked to work from home, they had that problem. It's not a problem, but they couldn't like work properly because the family didn't couldn't like handle or understand that they were there, but they had to work. So they said, no, I need to go there because it's kind of difficult to work from here because of those kind of situation. And I believe that when you have children, it's something that you have to overcome. In my case, I don't have children, and but I believe it's kind of difficult to handle that situation. Hmm. Thank you so much, William. Let's move on to the question number three. How do you prioritize tasks when you have both study deadlines and work commitments? What do you think about it?
Well, uh, work commitments take priority in my schedule. I've missed several study deadlines because of that. But I try to balance both by studying in the morning before work. Uh, when I was in college,
Mm-hmm.
I usually had the energy to study late at night,
Mm-hmm.
even when I was tired. But nowadays it's much harder. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yes,
That's curious because I believe that the way that we study or the schedule that we take for studying changes with time. As you, I used to study or I used to have more energy at night. I didn't have any problems like going through all the nights, like studying like 3 4 hours, 3 4 5 hours just studying at night. But nowadays for me it's impossible. I believe that is because we are getting older. So yeah, nowadays I prefer to do it in mornings. About the question, um, yeah, I try to find that balance, although sometimes it's difficult, even more because I have a deadline for my English studies. I believe I already mentioned it, but I'm trying to take. I'm gonna try to take the proficiency test this year, and I don't feel prepared yet, so that I am like feeling sometimes overwhelmed and stressed, and I believe that it's disrupting as well my work performance because I think so much about it, about the time that I spent studying English, and I would like to, how to say, I would like to already do it and like forgetting a little bit about English and relax a little bit about that, and starting again like just concentrated on my career, like in like the technical part. So yeah, nowadays I am struggling like balancing that because of my English studies, my English studies. So let's move on to the question number four. Could you please read the fourth one and answer it?
yes. Do you use any scheduling or planning technique? Calendar, to-do list, time blocks? Explain. Um, well, in my case, I don't know if it's a specific technique, but I try to plan the next week in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Both my study talks and work commitments, and commitments in general. It gives me a feeling of organization and a feeling of progress.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm sure that when you already know what you have to do, all of the tasks that you have to complete, it's easier to finish them. And if you don't have them, perhaps you can feel sometimes like lost on a lot of things that you need to complete to finish. So that I believe that it's important to do that. Unfortunately, in my case, I don't practice any of those techniques like calendars, to-do list, time blocks, like for my personal things. On the other hand, in my job, I we use the Kanban board, so I believe it's a good strategy to like have a board about all of the tasks that you have to complete. Sometimes some of them that are already in progress, and as well see how many of them you already completed. I believe that when you see all of that queue like moving over there, progressing and completing tasks, you can feel as well a shoot of dopamine that you are performing well, or you can see your progress. Otherwise, if you are just working over there and don't seeing it, sometimes you can feel that you aren't doing anything. And so I believe that is important. At least I use it at work. However, I would say that it would be important to apply that technique or perhaps others for my personal things, for my studies, for example, for like a long-term goal that I have, like for example, is that my English test or a French test or something similar. So that's my opinion. Thank you so much, William. Let's move on to the question number 5. I'm gonna read this one, okay? How effective are your breaks? Do you feel refreshed or still tired after them? I'm gonna start with this one. Before putting our immersion on live, we were talking about that. I consider doing exercise kind of break in my case. When I feel overwhelmed or when I feel tired or stressed about it can be about studies, it can be about my work. Because as you and I we work in IT area, I believe that we feel like a mental fatigue, and it's different like a physical fatigue. So when I feel like that, I try to do some exercises, and nowadays running is the exercise that I do for like relaxing, for reflecting, and for being more creative, perhaps to get out of that mental fatigue situation. So I believe that it's a good break that I do. Another kind of break that I do now, it's like stand up from here from my desk and like just walk around my home, even though it is not like a big apartment. I go to the kitchen, I think about different things, perhaps something that it's not related to my work or my studies, and drink some water. So it's a good way to send oxygen to your brain. So those are the two kind of breaks that I currently do. Sometimes I spend some time on social media. However, I firmly believe that is not a good break because your brain is still working. You are still getting a lot of information, and it's not good. It's not like a good technique for taking breaks in my opinion. What do you think about it, William?
Okay. Actually, my breaks are not always for resting, for relax. Sometimes during my break, I have to go to the market or take or pick up my son from school or take care of something outside the house. It's been a while since I actually used my break to rest. Um, Sometimes I like it to walk in park near my house. Um, eh, but actually it's so difficult Uh, I have a, a little free time, and yeah, that's it.
And you mentioned it that sometimes your breaks are like going to the supermarket or picking up your wife or your son. Do you think that those kind of activities that are not that are like different regarding like working or studying, do you think that those like simple activities help you to feel refreshed, like forgetting about your work, or those kind of activities that makes make us feel stressed? Do you think that all those activities helps you?
Or I don't know. I understand your question, but I little activities. My this
Hmm.
compression my mind
Hmm.
of work. Um, I go to the market. I relax my mind.
Hmm.
I see the street. The
Hmm.
I I like to do other activities during my day.
Hmm. Yeah, you answered my question. That happens to me as well. And sometimes we believe that we have to do something like really specific to refresh our minds. However, we forget that simple things like going to the supermarket, like just walking around your neighborhood, simple activities will help you to refresh your mind and like stop stop feeling stressed. So thank you so much, William. Yeah, that was my question. Thank you so much for having answered it. Could you please read the sixth one and answer it?
Yes, yes. What role does procrastination play in your time management? How do you overcome it? Uh, Sometimes procrastination shows up. There is no way around it. Especially when I have too many tasks to do, it feels like there's so much that it blocks everything. And in the end, I don't get things done. But lately, I've been keeping an eye on that to try to improve, like staying away from social media, for example. Uh, that's it.
I completely agree that procrastination is gonna appear all the time, and I'm not sure. I wouldn't. That happens to me as well, and I'm not sure if there is somebody in the world who hasn't like faced procrastination. Fortunately, it's something that it's there over there. It's there all the time, and it's the I'm gonna say that it's the main enemy of I forgot the word I wanted to use. The main enemy of I forgot the word. Perhaps I'm gonna remember then. But it's difficult to handle it. In my case, I struggle with procrastination even more when the task is something that that makes me feel overwhelmed, or it seems so difficult. I believe that when tasks are difficult, you don't feel in the mood to start doing it. It's when procrastination hits. So one way that I try to overcome it is there are several kind of exercises. I believe that I mentioned it in a past conversation that we had. It's counting down like 3 to 1. Let's do it. So I try to do it because, from my view, the most difficult part of overcoming procrastination is to start doing your task. Really start doing it, no, and stop thinking about it, because the more you think about it, the more difficult or the more overwhelming it's gonna look like. So I do that counting down. Another thing that I already said, it's turning off my notifications. And as well, another technique is if the task is so big, I try to split it in different in little tasks so that you can do it little by little. You can complete a big task. So I believe it's a good technique as well. So thank you so much, William. Let's move on to the question number. It was the sixth one, so I'm gonna read the seventh one. How do you handle unexpected tasks or emergencies that disrupt your planned schedule? Well, uh, as I already said, it's something that I need to improve. I am not that good at handling this kind of unexpected tasks. Sometimes it makes me feel angry or stressed, even more when it is an emergency. When we work in IT area, there are this kind of difficulties. Well, I believe in many fields or areas it's gonna happen, but in our case, with technology always fails, or even we normally fail. We make mistakes, and sometimes solving those kind of problems in production that we call it, the way that we call it, it's stressful, and sometimes I get so stressed about it. So when it hits or when we change my planning schedule as well, I feel kind of stressed, and it's something that I need to improve. So I would say in to to sum up, I am not so good at handling unexpected tasks or unexpected emergencies nowadays. What about you, William?
I don't like those unexpected tasks, but there's no way to postpone them. So I try to handle them quickly to get back to my focus. Uh, emergencies are inevitable too. The hard for me the hard part is getting back on track. Um, it takes some time to regain focus for me.
Yeah, it's so difficult to regain, as you said, focus. It's so difficult. I believe it's easier to when you try to start it again. It's easier to lose to pay attention in a different thing, and yeah, that hits me as well several times, yeah, and it's annoying. Could you please read the eighth one and answer it? And
Yes. Number 8, when studying and working, how do you maintain focus and avoid switching tasks too often? Um, okay, in my case, I study on the same computer I use for work. So when I need to study something during work hours, I turn off Slack notifications, block my calendar, and focus completely on studying. However, I don't stay like that for too long, so I don't end up with too much work piled up. And that's it.
so in my case, I use the same techniques that I already mentioned it for like avoiding distraction, turning off my notifications, and when I need to study something or when I need to do some English exercises, for example, I try to like as I use two screens. Sometimes if I leave like a page here with a lot of animation or with something that is like bright or something like that, it distracts me. So I prefer to like just put it something static, like it's not gonna change. because the minimal notification or the minimal movement for me is a distraction. So I just set like anonymous Google Chrome over there that is in black, and I'll let this screen in that way. And another thing that I do, let me see here, is well, another technique I believe is when starting and working, you maintain avoid switching task. I believe that's it. Another technique would be like setting up a specific amount of time or a specific time, like 50, 25 minutes. I believe it is the Pomodoro technique that you define how much time you're going to spend in a specific time, and after that you will stop it and you will have like a 5 minutes break to do something different. I believe it's a good technique so that you can uh, your brain will know that you will be concentrated at least 25 minutes straight, and after that you will be a break or a rest time. So yeah, those techniques are some that I normally use. Thank you so much, William, for your insights, for your answer. Let's move on to the next question. We already have some time for continuing our conversation. How do you balance deep work instead for intense focus and high tasks, emails, admin, and etc.? I believe that we already talked about it. Uh when it comes to like a difficult task, I need to first of all, I changed my status on Teams. We use Teams for communicating with my colleagues. So I changed my status to don't interrupt, and so that my colleagues they know that I won't respond as the requests. So I believe it's a good technique. Another one is the Pomodoro that I already mentioned it, because it's so difficult to stay concentrated more than 25 or 30 minutes. Your brain needs a break as well. So it's I use that technique even more if it's difficult or a deep work or an I need an intense focus. Uh, and I don't like to read and answer emails. From my view, it's something that it's a waste of time. However, it is impossible to work in IT area and in even more in the position that I am playing now or I'm working now on now, to don't respond or don't read emails, because everything else, a lot of valuable information comes from email. So yeah, those basically are the techniques that I normally use. What about you, William?
Okay. When I'm in deep focus mode and intense focus mode at work or while studying, I I like to ignore everything else. This deep focus mode usually doesn't last very long, at most about an hour. Um, and after that, I return, go go back. I go back to doing other activities in my work, and response emails, messages in Slack, or other activities in my home. That's it.
Another question that it's not here on our list. Do you like to respond emails? Do you like to write emails?
Oh, now I use Gemini in Gmail, and it's so easy. But before I don't like to respond to mails.
In my case, I need to write emails in Portuguese, and for me it's so difficult to write in Portuguese. I prefer to write in English. Unfortunately, I need to do it in Portuguese. However,
Mhm.
in my case, I need, for example, for the IELTS test, the task one of writing skill, you need to write a letter, so that I need to practice, and that kind of techniques, the way that you communicate, the way that you express your so perhaps a request, or congratulate someone by email. It's so difficult. So yeah, I don't like to write emails.
Mhm.
uh it's so difficult in my opinion. So thank you so much. Let's move on to the question number, we already answered the question number 9. Yeah. Let me see here. Could you please read some question? It can be whatever you want, from 10 to 15. You can pick up whatever question you want.
But not can you repeat? No, not understand.
You can pick up any question, whatever question you want, from 10 to 15.
Okay, question 10.
Okay.
Uh, what strategies do you use to protect your time from distractions, social media, chats, notifications? Um, I keep my phone or on silent mode, um, um, always. But basically, that's it. No, nowadays, I can control this better. Some time ago, I had a big problem with the distractions. Uh, Before I realized it, I was spending several minutes on social media looking at useless things. I've been training my focus to avoid falling into these distractions.
Mhm. That's great. That's great. In my case, it's difficult. As already mentioned, I struggle to maintain focus, and it's mainly because social media. Some strategies that I use is like, don't open them, and turning off my cell phone as well, because even though I don't have those applications here on my computer, they will remain there in my cell phone. So that's the way that I do. I try to just maintain my WhatsApp on here on my computer, because that's the way that I communicate with my family, with my relatives. So that I believe that it's important to at least have my WhatsApp uh, opened. I'm not sure if we can consider WhatsApp as a social media. I believe that it is part of social media. I'm not sure, but it can be distracting as well, because sometimes you are part of a lot of groups, and the first thing that when I get into a new group, is to silent it that like forever. So I won't get like notification. Well, I will get notifications, but they won't pop up here on my computer. So that's the first thing that I do. Uh, Another one, I know that there are some like applications that you can install on your cell phone that will restrict the time that you use on a specific social media. For example, if you just want to set like, okay, this week I am just gonna use 2 or 3 hours of Instagrams, so that you can set it up, and the application will restrict your time on Instagram. And when you complete your 3 hours, or the time that you set up, you won't be able to get into your Instagram account. Obviously, you can like turn it off, and it's continuing using your applications. But I believe it's a good strategy for those who have several problems with social media. I have never used them, but I heard from some friends who already use it, and it was so helpful. And that's it. Have you heard about those kind of application that block your specific applications in on your cell phone?
Uh, No, I keep it on silent mode.
Mhm.
Silent mode. But basically, that's it.
Okay. So,
Mhm.
thank you so much. I want to read the next question. I believe that we will be able to finish the 15 questions. It's something good because we were just two people here, but sometimes it's something good because we have more time to practice our English. That is the main idea, isn't it? So let's move on. Question number 11. How do you ensure you how do you ensure you have time for rest, leisure, and self-care while studying and working? It's difficult to ensure it because even though you set like a schedule for every single activity, sometimes something unexpected happens. There were several times that I had to work like overtime because we had like problems in our project, and I had to stay here working with my computer like 2 or 3 more hours. So obviously that affected my leisure time and my free time and my rest time as well. It's difficult to ensure it, but I try to do it like finishing my high priorities tasks during the day, and as well starting early as we mentioned it both. And just like that's it. I believe that try to complete all of my demands, my tasks, and or letting just little work for tomorrow. I believe it's something like advance all of that I can, and just try to finish the next day, but not a lot of work to do the next day. So that's the way that I kind of ensure to have time for resting and leisure time. What do you think? How is it in your case, William? Question number 11.
Okay. I in my case, I try to use my weekends for leisure, going out and resting, relax sometimes. I mostly avoid turning on the computers on weekends. Only on Sunday night do I like to plan a few things for the next week. I sometimes I review the activities the last on the last week. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I try to do the same, but nowadays it's impossible. I study English on Sundays as well, early, and I try to do it early as well because otherwise I wouldn't have like free time for my family, in this case my wife. So I try to do it early so that after that we have all of the rest of the Sunday to do different things that are not related to work or studying or studies. Let's move on to the next question. Could you read the 12th one and answer it?
Oh, okay. And I go to the read the last question, 15.
Okay, go ahead.
Looking ahead, what change would you make to your time management system to be more effective? Uh, let's go. I need to improve my discipline, especially in my rest and study times. I believe that if the schedules are well adjusted, it's possible to be more effective, to be more the growth, in my opinion. And that's it.
So in my case, I believe that creating an schedule or a to-do list would be a good technique that I could apply and make my work more effective. I believe I need to handle better social media. Uh, as already mentioned it, notification distract me so much. And another thing that I would do more ahead to be more productive, more effective, I I would retake Pomodoro technique. I use it when I some years ago, but I stopped using it at work. So that I believe that it would be useful to retake it and apply it to my personal things as well, and retake it as well for my work, for my tasks. So those kind of techniques are good. Another thing I believe is important is like to take some breaks, but do something really different. Sometimes when I take breaks, I stay here at my computer and I open like a video or something like that. And I believe that it's important if you're gonna take a break, you have to like disconnect to it and do a different activity that is not related to the activity that you are working on. So it's something that I would do and I need to do in the future to be more effective or productive. Well, I we have still 5 minutes. I'm gonna choose another question that we have here on our list, and it will be the last one because we are running out of time. Let me see here. In what ways can you delegate to the source? Let's answer the question number 13. It's so interesting. I'm curious to know more about more from you. So, how do you set realistic goals and deadline for study and work tasks? Uh, so in my case, I believe it's important to be realistic. So otherwise, you can feel like frustrated if you don't achieve or you don't complete a specific goal. So uh, before like setting a goal, I think about my real situation. If I believe that I am not, I won't be capable to finish a difficult task. I say, okay, at least in 1 week or 2 weeks, I will be in the 20%. The task will be 20% completed. So I based my analysis in my capabilities, the time, and as well the sometimes the unexpected things that can happen. That it's kind of normal in my current role. And by my studies, it's kind of the same. Um, I I try to set goals that can be achieved, something that is like it's possible to achieve. For example, for English, in 1 week, I say, okay, at least this week I gonna use 3 or 4 different words or different expressions that I've learned. So I believe that is the way that I currently set my goals, my realistic goals for studying and for working. What about you, William?
Okay. In my case, first I set goals that are real and can change with a small shield and other daily tasks. Sometimes those goals need to change. So what I try to do is be flexible when I need to. And that's it.
Thank you so much, William. And we got to the final part of our English conversation. So this is the feedback time. We finished our topic, our today's topic. It was an interesting one from my view. And I would like to know from you, how was it, in your opinion? How was your experience in this kind of conversations? Did you find it helpful? Did you use some new words or some new expression? How was it? Please go ahead. You can tell us.
I like this conversation. I like this topic. I feeling the I feel to improve my vocabulary, and I like this topic, this conversation.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you are improving your vocabulary. We both are improving our English in general. Just as you know, it's the only way that we can improve it is like practicing, like trying to speak, sorry, and that's the only way. So that I can learn from you, and you can learn from my knowledge as well, because we are not English native speakers, so we have to keep going on this goal that we have, that it's finally achieving a good English proficiency level. In my case, it was a good experience as well. I believe that it's an important topic to talk, and the most important part is that all of us have experience to talk about this topic. In this case, balancing study and work. And when you have some ideas to what to say, it's easier to express this. It's a little bit easier to express those ideas in a different language. So that's the main point why I brought this kind of topic to the table. That's it. Thank you so much, William, for having attended this conversation. I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great night. See you later. Ciao, ciao.
Thank you, Christian.